Hello.
Yes, we can start.
Yes.
One second.
While I'm going.
One second.
Introduction possible.
One second. I have. Yes. Should we start?
Yes.
Okay. Comrades and friends, welcome today's digital meeting of CPIML Red Star, organized by the Central Committee. Today is 25th June. You know that 40 years back, on the year of 1975, on this day at midnight, just before couple of minutes before of midnight, the internal emergency was declared by the then Prime Minister, Ms. Indira Gandhi. So after 40 years, we are observing this day with our digital meeting at the time of Corona pandemic. And we are seeing that now the saffron fascist forces are in the power, and under the rule of the Narendra Modi led BJP government, we are seeing the lockdown, we are seeing the suppression of democratic movement, and various anti-people, anti-workers policies are taken. Overall attack on the working class and the peasantry and the toiling people that is going on. So in this situation, we are addressing.
You cannot be heard.
Hello. We are going to address the situation of pandemic situation, how the government is trying to handle this situation, and what is our take on that, and the border question, the warmongering from the part of the ruling class of our country to hoodwink the people, to divert the people's attention from the burning issues of the people right now. Almost 14 crore people have lost their job. And the overall economic downturn and meltdown, or a big economic crisis is going on throughout the country. And in this situation, we are going to address these issues. The speakers in our meeting, there are Comrade K. N. Ramachandran, the General Secretary of our party, and all rest of the comrades are all from Central Committee, Comrade Tuhin Deb, Comrade Sharmishta Chaudhary, Comrade Sanjay Singhvi, Comrade Sivram, Comrade Pradeep Singh Thakur, and Comrade R. Mansaya. So we are working in a very tight schedule. So I am requesting all the speakers to take care of time. Comrade K. Ramchandran will prepare the keynote speech. So he will be taking 20 minutes, and 10 minutes will be given for translation. And rest of the comrades, they are requested to restrict within 10 minutes, and 5 minutes each will be given for translation. So साथियों, अभी हमारा पार्टी का तरफ से आप लोगों को स्वागत है. हमारा जो डिजिटल मीटिंग है आज 25 जून है. ये 25 जून के दिन मिडनाइट में 1975 साल में जो इंटरनल इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर किया गया था, उस टाइम जो हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री थी इंदिरा गांधी द्वारा. तो आज 40 साल बाद आज हम लोग जो हमारे देश का जो स्थिति है कोरोना के समय में, कोरोना वायरस जो पेंडेमिक अभी दुनिया भर में चल रहा है, हमारे देश में स्थिति भी दिन प्रतिदिन खराब होते जा रहे हैं. लॉकडाउन चला, अभी अनलॉक किया गया है. तो लॉकडाउन भी अनप्लान्ड तरीका से किया गया था, अनलॉक भी अनप्लान्ड तरीका से किया जा रहा है. तो इसी के दौरान हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि ये वायरस का जो बढ़ रहा है हमारे देश में जो जनता के ऊपर ये कोरोना जो पेंडेमिक है, इसके इसको यूज करते हुए हमारे रूलिंग क्लास ने जो तरह तरह का जो हमले जो चला रहे हैं, जनवादी जो लड़ाई है हमारे देश में, जनवादी लड़ाई के जो शक्तियां हैं उनके ऊपर केस डाला जा रहा है, अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है। और साथ साथ हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि मजदूर वर्ग और मेहनतकश जनता के ऊपर हमले जो है ये बरकरार है। करीब 14 करोड़ जो मजदूर ये अपना जो काम काज खो चुके हैं। लॉकडाउन के टाइम में वो लोगों को पैदल चलना पड़ा, जो अपना जो गांव है वहां पे आने के लिए। तो और इसके साथ जो यूथ का जो एक वातावरण चल रहे हैं, जो बॉर्डर डिस्प्यूट को लेकर के, ये सारे मुद्दा को लेकर के आज हम हमारे आप लोगों के सामने आए हैं। हमारा पार्टी का क्या कहना है, हमारा पार्टी का कॉल क्या है। आने वाले 3 जुलाई भी एक प्रोटेस्ट डे मनाया जा रहा है, उसका भी आह्वान आप लोगों के सामने हम लोग रखेंगे। तो कॉमरेड के.एन. रामचंद्रन हमारे मुख्य वक्ता है आज के मीटिंग में। उसके साथ कॉमरेड तुहिन देव, कॉमरेड शर्मिष्ठा चौधरी, कॉमरेड संजय सिंह भी, कॉमरेड प्रदीप सिंह ठाकुर, कॉमरेड शिवराम और कॉमरेड आर मनसैया भी हमारे स्पीकर लिस्ट में है। तो सारे वक्तागण को हमारा अनुरोध है, आप लोग थोड़ा टाइम के ऊपर ध्यान दीजिएगा। 20 मिनट टाइम कॉमरेड रामचंद्रन लेंगे की नोट स्पीच प्रस्तुत करने के लिए, 10 मिनट टाइम ट्रांसलेशन के लिए दिया जाएगा और बाकी वक्तागण 10 मिनट में अपना वक्तव्य सीमाबद्ध रखेंगे और उनको और 5 मिनट टाइम दिया जाएगा ट्रांसलेशन के लिए। तो यही है हमारा जो स्ट्रक्चर। ये इसमें अभी Comrade K.N. Ramchandran, I like to invite Comrade K.N. Ramchandran to present his speech. Now, I like to move to Comrade K.N. Ramchandran.
First salute to comrades and friends from the Central Committee of CPM Maharashtra. Comrades, we are having this meeting at a very critical time when the country is passing through very difficult situation. Also, today is a important day because it was on 25th June midnight, 45 years ago, Indira Gandhi declared emergency. And then during the emergency, there were many struggles. And actually the emergency declaration itself was a result of the people's struggles. Starting from Gujarat, the struggles spread to Bihar, and there was a big people's movement. Jayaprakash Narayan was leading it, and the rightist forces and the center rightist forces actually tried to capture the leadership of this movement also. And on the left side, all the communist revolutionary forces were banned, and most of them were acting in the field wherever they are having the mass base. And there were many struggles, and many of our comrades lost their life. And we had made some significant contributions during that independence struggle. Sorry, emergency struggle. But at the same time, the other streams, CPI was with the Congress, and CPM was actually not taking a very active role, as Comrade Sundaraiah, their General Secretary who resigned from the post, criticized. So in this situation, the left could not assert, and the right utilized the situation and the movement developed. Against the emergency, the movement developed, and finally the election was declared, and the emergency was withdrawn, election was declared, and the Congress government was defeated. So it shows that emergency was an aberration. It was actually the frustrated move of a autocratic leader who was working within the bourgeois democratic structure. So such things have happened many times in the world. Many places the military has taken over, or this type of autocrats have taken over. These things have happened. But when a situation came when the people were struggling, and the election petition given against her was actually sanctioned, and she was unseated by the Allahabad High Court, this situation happened. So now, one thing we should be very clear, because RSS is now saying, RSS is always focusing on this emergency. Whenever certain discussions come up, they focus on the emergency, but actually they are not focusing on the fascicization taking place in the country because they are themselves doing it. So they are actually trying to belittle the fascicization and highlight emergency. So we should be very clear about that. It is not undeclared emergency or anything like that. It is actually fascicization taking place in our country, neo-fascist offensive taking place in our country. So we should be clear about that thing. And the difference between the aberration within the bourgeois democratic system and a neo-fascist force taking over, the difference should be correctly understood. Now, comrades, the present situation is actually influenced by the outbreak of COVID and the crisis it has created internationally and within our country. Internationally, the COVID has spread very fast. It is not like the old viruses. This virus mutated from the old viruses, and it can spread very fast from human to human. It can spread very fast, and within a short time, it has reached many countries, and especially in United States and Europe, many countries, thousands of people started dying, and lakhs of people were infected. So in this situation, uh, the whole economic collapsed. And actually, in the history, we can say 1930s, the Great Depression was there. It was even more serious than the Great Depression. It cannot be compared to the 2008 crisis, the 100-fold more serious than the 2008 crisis. And according to the estimates, about $9 trillion reduction in the production and economic activities took place. That is almost equal to GDP of the European Union countries. That much amount, the contrition, what is that, economy got reduced. And so it is a major thing. It will take many years to overcome this setback which is there. And even after the production is reaching the proper stage. So we can see its impact is there all over the world, in our country also, especially in our country where the influence of the demonetization had continued, and what was started from the demonetization time, the economic recession was actually becoming serious, and we were already in the condition of a recession, and unemployment and inflation and other things were creating problems for the people. At that time, this thing happened. And so instead of addressing this question, what the government did was a different thing. Government actually did not care about COVID. Like Trump and the European leaders, Modi was also laughing at this as a Chinese virus. And he was not taking any action because he had his agenda. When this COVID had come out, and one first COVID case came out on 31st January in India, a Wuhan returned student. And then, according to the WHO conditions, all the airports should have been put under surveillance and the testing should have been started. But nothing was done. What happened between this January 31st and March 12th, when the pandemic, COVID was declared as a pandemic by WHO, during this time, 15 lakh passengers came inside India without testing. So you can see how irresponsible was the government's attitude. And so then the problem went on serious, becoming serious, because government was concentrating on Namaste Trump program, then organizing the Delhi election before that, and like that. All this time, government was having, Modi Shah time was having their agenda, and they were trying to implement their agenda, and they were not giving emphasis to COVID fight against COVID. So what happened when the COVID was declared as a pandemic, and WHO called for health emergency all over the world? Even then, the state governments were not taken into confidence, and no initiative was taken. And after their agenda, including breaking the Shaheen Bagh struggle and replacing Congress with the BJP in Madhya Pradesh, everything was completed. Then on 24th, with giving 4 hours notice, the lockdown was declared. And we know the human tragedy it created without giving the people sufficient time to go back, because they will be rendered jobless, shelterless. So where they will go? They had been given time. Without giving time, this declaration was made. So what happened, we know, the human tragedy we have seen. And not only that, in addition to the human tragedy, tens crores of migrant workers going back even on foot. Along with that, no attention was given on the medical question. No economic package was given. We had asked for an economic package in which 3 lakh crores rupees to be given only for the medical preparations, medical getting medical equipments and giving proper payment to the medical staff and other things. But nothing was done like that thing. And even now that problem is, new beds are there, but new facilities are there. So even now the problems are there. So what happened? At the time when the lockdown started, only 5 people had died by the time, and about 500 people were infected. But now what is happening? Today, after 93 days of this lockdown, we are having about, the number is reaching 5 lakhs. Of infected people's number is reaching 5 lakhs, and about 15,000 people or more than that are died. So this is the situation, and it is going up, and actually all over the world. What has happened in the United States, South America, Africa, everywhere, the disease is now going to ghettos, the poor people's areas. It is happening in India also. The slum areas and other areas are getting more cases, and the number is increasing, and government is not taking any proper action, including bringing the private hospitals under the control of the state government. Nothing is being done. So we can expect that India will be very fast becoming the number 1 country. Now it is 3rd position. It may become the 1st position in the number of cases and number of dead people. So it is a very serious situation. And it is a very irresponsible act of a government without taking into consideration. At the same time, COVID was used. COVID time was utilized for their purpose. What they did, first they communalized the thing. They don't communalize the question using the incident in Nizamuddin, and then they utilized this COVID situation to suppress the political opponents. The students, Jamia students, were picked up, and all the students who participated in the citizenship anti-CA movement, they were arrested, and even some Jawaharlal Nehru students are arrested, and democratic rights people are arrested, and in the name of Bhima Koregaon case, more people are arrested. So the whole situation was utilized by them to intensify the hate campaign and to harass the political opponents and to suppress the movement. Even now, after 93 days of lockdown, BJP is working openly, no problem. But at the same time, the other parties are not given the opportunity. Even trade unions, activists are not allowed to come up openly and organize a demonstration. This is the situation. So actually, COVID is utilized for fascist purposes. To intensify the fascistization, it is being utilized. We have to understand that thing. And then the question of border came. And now the border question, a big competition is going on between the ruling class party and the opposition parties. And on the question of Galvan Wali, and Prime Minister made a statement, and now even that Prime Minister statement is proved to be against the state, Foreign Minister statement. Even today, Foreign Minister has come out with a statement which is actually contradicting the Prime Minister's statement. But anybody criticizing Prime Minister will be called anti-national, because nobody has got the right to criticize Prime Minister. This is the situation. And at the same time, who is responsible for this border question? Actually, communists have taken a position right from the beginning that the border question is a leftover from the colonial times. So at that time itself, there was a discussion that after the different countries becomes independent, there will be discussion and we will settle the border problem in a neighborly spirit. And so communists have always taken the position that whole discussions went bilaterally and settle the question with a neighborly spirit. It is a leftover from the colonial times. That's our position. But now what is happening? In the name of the border question, though as far as Galvan Wali is concerned, a lot of Even now, so many reports are coming out, lot of confusion is there, and the government is in defensive. Even then, the warmongering atmosphere is created, and the jingoism is created. Not only that, now the relation with Pakistan is downgraded again, and a very dangerous situation in the Pakistan border is also created, and attack on the militants, the youth in Jammu Kashmir is intensified. So the whole, even with Nepal, the relation is spoiled, and with Bangladesh, the relation is spoiled, and with all the neighboring countries, the relation is spoiled. And now all these things are done, and now what has happened? The government of India, led by Modi, is giving all the incentives to the corporates. They have started unlocking, giving incentives to the corporates to start the economy working. But actually, it is not going to work in that way. And economy, though the malls and restaurants are open, the production centers are not open that way, because most of the workers have gone back, and the workers will have to come back. It will take time. So that way, we are facing so many problems. And not only that, even the open factories, they are not giving work to even 50% of the workers. So many reports are coming. And then 8 hours work is ready to increase to 12 hours work. Whatever orders were issued during the COVID period, taking away the rights of the workers are being imposed now. The same thing with the peasant question, and all the for the agricultural corporatization, ordinance are released, and for selling the coal mines, everything, new ordinance are released. So the question is, the COVID period was utilized by Modi government for carrying forward its agenda of selling the country in the name of self-reliance, and amassing money in the name of Prime Minister cares, and actually helping the corporates maximum, but transferring all the burden of the economic crisis and the COVID and other things to the back of the people. This is a very serious situation. In this situation, we will have to organize, we'll have to come to the streets, we'll have to start the movement now. And actually, we should have taken a time. We should have taken lessons from the emergency period. In the emergency period itself, it was shown that only the communist revolutions can come together and build a viable communist party which can lead the people's movements here. But we did not take a lesson. We were actually, it is a self-critically we have to see that we were all influenced by sectarianism, so we could not come together. But now another opportunity has come in front of us. All the communist revolutionaries, another opportunity has come. So it is our call, CPM Maharashtra call is that the CR should come together, unite, and build a powerful communist party which will take up the people's movements forward. And then only we can become play active part in the United Front activities in building the mass movements, mass struggles, and struggles for the people's demands. So now it is in this spirit we are started building up a party, building the class mass organizations, and trying to bring together the revolutionary parties, and trying to build the anti-fascist movement at different states level. At the same time, we are trying to join with all forces in whichever struggles are coming up. For example, July 3rd now, the central trade unions have given for a call with certain demands. So our central committee has taken a decision that party will wholeheartedly join that struggle with our slogans. We have put forward 12 slogans, starting from against warmongering to release of political prisoners. 12 slogans are put forward, including the workers' question, person question, and other questions, education, all other questions we have taken up. And these 12 slogans, party is taking an all-out effort to make this June 3rd protest day a great success. Because before COVID, we were on the offensive to a certain extent. Citizenship movement was actually putting the Modi on defensive. But we lost that initiative because of the COVID and the suppression. Now we have to recapture, we have to try to recapture that initiative. And July 3rd should be a first stepping stone for that thing, first effort for that thing. We have to come out wherever possible according to the COVID situation, and we have to join with other forces and start a counter-offensive now. And this is a very important thing. In this counter-offensive, the role of the communist revolutions is very important, and we'll call upon them to come forward. Let us discuss, let us unite, and let us build a communist party. And this comes with the international development also. Internationally also now, generally what is seen, the COVID is given, is just mentioned as another virus question. another pandemic. It is not another pandemic. As Marx explained, that after the advent of capitalism, the relation between the human and the nature had changed to become antagonistic. And in dialectics of nature, Engels have very well explained that question. And so many other contributions in analysis of capital and other things, they have one contribution. How this question should be understood? When we take the contradiction between the capital and labor, along with that, the question of relation between capital and nature also should be understood, and how it is becoming antagonistic. And as capitalism is trying to recreate the world in its own image, these questions will become very serious in the coming days. That was what they said. Now it has come very serious, especially after 1970s, when the neoliberal policies were started. And there was a mad move for accumulation, over-accumulation. And in that process, not only the human labor, the nature was also plundered, and we crossed the boundaries of nature, destroying the ecosystem and the biodiversity. So now the consequence of these things we are suffering now. And the Amphan-like cyclones are becoming very frequent. Not only that, 2003, 2012 virus question came, and now this virus, mutated virus with more power, and now scientists are saying when the glaciers are breaking down, and out from the glaciers, the dormant viruses, they were dormant for millennia within the glaciers. Now it is broken because of global warming, and they are coming out. So hundreds of new viruses are coming out. So this is a danger. That is why Stephen Hawking's scientist pointed out, if this is not changed, if this method is not changed, it will lead to ecological catastrophe. It will lead to extinction of the human species. But the imperialists are laughing at it. And our junior partners of imperialism are all laughing at it. And we are reached a situation when either the imperialist forces with this, pursuing these policies will destroy the nature, and ecological catastrophe will be coming, and human species existence will be in danger, or we will have to capture the political power. We have to capture the power from the capitalist imperialist system and create a new world. So this situation is coming. This situation is being discussed that way. As a part of this, so many other struggles, so many, not only theoretical discussion, practical struggles are also coming up. And coming struggles will be influenced by this thing. And in our country also, we are seeing that how the coal mines are now sold out now. And the people in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand have already come out. The panchayats are giving letter to Prime Minister, stop it. It will destroy our hills. And so the struggles have to come up. All this ecological question, struggles will come. And more than that, the workers who are deprived of all the rights, and they are actually thrown out on the streets, jobless, shelterless, without any allowance. They are thrown out and they are starving. They will have no other way out but to come out on struggle. And in the villages where they have gone back, Manrega is not there. They are not getting employment, and all these problems are there. So we are going to face a very serious situation in the coming days. People's struggles are going to come up. Struggle for protection of ecology is also going to come up. People are not getting more and more politicized because of these experiences. So what is our role? Our appeal is to the communist forces to come together, because this can be solved only through a political struggle, and that political struggle can be led by only the communists with a socialist vision, because we have to overthrow the capitalist imperialist system and work for socialist system. So this is the question. Socialism is the only alternative before that, and with that slogan, with that understanding, with the communist revolutionaries should come together, and we should work for the unity of the communist revolutionaries. And we hope that this discussion will reach the communist revolutionaries organizations, and we request them that we have all committed mistakes. After Naxalbari, when there was such a big people's uprising, and lakhs of youth and the students were all coming, and we could not mobilize them. We could not lead them to build a party so that we can lead the class struggle. So we got splintered because of that thing, because of our mistakes. And later, so many things has happened in the world. So many changes have taken place. And imperialism is continuously changing, transforming. So we have to address these questions, understand this question, address this question, and that only the communists can do with a socialist vision. So with this understanding, we appeal to all the revolutionary forces, communist revolutionaries, come together, let us build a party, let us take up this challenge nationally and internationally, let us move forward with the socialist slogan in front of us. Let's salute to comrades.
Thank you very much, Comrade K. N. Ramachandran, for his keynote speech. I like to invite Comrade Tuhin to give a translation within 10 minutes. The word by word translation may not be required, but the essence of Comrade GS, his speech, you please give the translation within 10 minutes.